This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Val Williams from Huron Humane Society. Hi, Val.
Hi, Nancy.
And before we go too much further, I want to make sure that all of us here at WBKB-TV, our entire family, extend our congratulations, our thanks, our best wishes to all of you folks that take such wonderful care of the animals in our community.
Well, thank you so much.
I mean,
that means a lot.
It is, and there's been a lot of things happen this year with animals being fostered and abused and all these things, and it's so wonderful to know there's an entity in our community that steps right up and takes charge and makes sure it doesn't continue.
Well, thank you, and of course, I have to say thank you to the community as well, because as I note in our newsletter that we'll talk about here in a minute, without the community and the volunteers supporting what we do, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And we can, I guess, get right into some recent events, with some rescues and a major case that we're dealing with right now with about 86 animals, I believe, that were rescued and one stop. So that was overwhelming for us. That was overwhelming for animal control as well, and then overwhelming for the community. But so many volunteers contacted us within probably 48 hours of everything happening. We didn't know how we were going to meet the needs of all of the animals, and we had feed being dropped off at farms. We had foster farms stepping up and taking in animals. We had families going out to the animal control building and walking all of the Cocker Spaniels and paying for feed and medical care. So as much of a financial burden as it has turned out to be, and obviously we are trying to recover from that, we wouldn't be here today sitting here if it weren't for the community supporting us in that. So,
and then, recently in the news, there was a puppy mill in Mayo. And the thing, I guess, afterwards, I said, well, I wonder what was going on. I wonder what was going on. That seems strange. Come on. If you see all these things going on and happening, step forward, say something. This isn't right when you see that many animals in a home or feel they're being mistreated.
And pay attention to, some people get animals from breeders. Pay attention when you go to visit the animals or to take a look at their newborn animals that they're selling or adopting out. Pay attention to what's happening there in the conditions. And if something doesn't look right to you, please let someone know so that things don't get out of control.
Exactly right. And we want to talk about this beautiful publication, and this is your baby, I know. It's called Furry Tales.
It is.
And it's the newsletter for the Humane Society. They're going to be going out in the mail, and it is a very wonderful publication.
Thank you. Yeah, so just letting everyone know that this will be in about 4,000 mailboxes in Alpena and the surrounding area. So if you have donated to our agency or attended an event and left your contact information, or if you are a member, of course, you will get a newsletter. If you don't get one and you would like one, you can view it on our website in about 2 weeks, or you can send us an email and we'll get one in the mail for you. And basically, we're just kind of saying thank you to everyone in our newsletter this year, kind of welcoming some new ideas that we have for fundraisers, and saying how much we appreciate the people who have supported us this year, not only at our fundraisers, but also with the animals in the fostering.
And it says you make a difference. And really, every jug of bleach you drop off, every can of food, every bag of cat litter, every time you come out and walk an animal, every time you foster a pet over the weekend to give them a break out of the shelter, there are so many ways, not expensive ways, small ways that you can really make a difference.
That's true, and I like that you brought up the fostering over the weekend. That's a big thing that I think a lot of people don't realize they can do, is short-term fostering.
Yes.
You are allowing an animal to experience something new. You're providing a safe space for that animal to just get out of the shelter and out of a crate or a kennel or wherever they might be kept. And although they receive very good care at the Humane Society and they get out and walk and all those things, to be in a home is different. And also the feedback that we get from you when you bring them back after your short-term fostering experience helps us to help them find the most appropriate home, the most appropriate family.
Exactly. Our hope, of course, is that you fall madly in love with the animal and can't bear to be separated from it. But it's just a proven fact that an animal that's been fostered is much more easier to adopt. Plus, you can find out, are they good with cats? Are they good with other dogs? Are they good with children? You know, this dog has this problem. And it's just, I mean, you don't have time at the shelter to pick all those things out.
Sure.
So it just makes them more adaptable.
Absolutely. And we learn things about the animal, you know, maybe areas where they shouldn't be adopted, but also we learned so many things about the animal that are amazing. Like they really like these kinds of toys, or they love to sleep by someone's feet on the couch, or they don't like certain sounds, or, you know, there are things about animals I think that are so unique. If we knew more about animals when they were in our shelter, we could market them a little bit better to the community.
Right, and you don't know when they come to you. You have no clue what their history is.
Yeah.
And you mentioned money earlier, so we're getting ready for the biggest fundraiser of the year. It seems unbelievable that it's going to be coming very quickly, but the gala, very important that we talk about the gala.
Yeah, so the gala is coming up. The date this year is March 19th. Again, we'll be at the Sanctuary Inn of Alpena. Jennifer Newhouse, who was on the show, I believe, last month, is organizing the gala this year. I am, of course, assisting her. We have a committee of people, again, working on it as well. But I want to welcome Jennifer to what we call gala season and say thank you to everyone for welcoming her. She will be stopping into many businesses over the course of the next probably 2 months asking for donations. And the gala is our biggest fundraiser of the year. It's so important that we have a successful event, and I'm sure we will, as always. We try to raise, we started in the beginning when I first started with the shelter, it was about $10,000, $12,000, and now we're up to almost $30,000.
It's amazing.
That we raise every year. So we count on that money. That is a huge portion of our budget, and we count on our fundraisers to be successful. 87% actually of our support comes from the community and from fundraisers.
Right.
So it's very important that we have a successful event. So if you think you might be interested in attending this year and you haven't attended in years past, I can't stress enough to please let us know as soon as possible.
They sell out
very fast.
every year.
As soon as we have tickets available, they will sell out so fast.
Because it's a fundraiser.
It is a fundraiser.
It is a fundraiser.
It is. It's a really good time. It's very low key. It's as fancy as you want it to be, or casual. We have an amazing dinner.
Oh,
we have some
unbelievable.
awesome auction
Sanctuary
items every
Inn does
year.
a fantastic
They
job.
do, and they're so easy to work with at the Sanctuary
And
Inn.
we could make
so
it a bigger event, but we don't want it to move because we're so happy with the event being there.
very happy with it, and the ambiance there is really nice. They take very good care of us. But yeah, the auction items are great, and then we have auctioneer that is just amazing. Scott McKenzie every
Yes.
year donates his time to our event, and he's just amazing to watch. But yeah, so if you think you might want to attend, let us know. Send us an email, give us a call, get a hold of us on Facebook, and we can let you know when tickets will be available and maybe set some off to the side.
We're out of time.
you.
Give me a
Okay.
phone number for people to call.
Sure, 356-4794.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you,
Happy New
Nancy.
Year.
You too.
I'll be right back with some information from Alpena Civic Theater following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last two guests today are both from Alpena Civic Theater. I have Joe Rabarchek and Bill Powell. Good morning and welcome.
Hi there.
So we're here today to talk about Happy Birthday Wanda June. And Joe, I don't know much about that production, so start me out telling me about the production.
Sure. Happy Birthday, Wanda June is a absurdist comedy written by Kurt Vonnegut Jr.
Okay.
It's actually the only play he's ever written.
That's why I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a great play. There's a lot in it, and it was written sort of in the Vietnam era.
Okay.
It's a loose adaptation of Odysseus's return home from war.
Okay.
And the main character Harold is sort of the Odysseus character. His wife Penelope, who is by the same name as in the Odyssey.
Okay.
And he's been gone for about 8 years, sort of presumed dead at this point. Turns out he's not. He comes home and she has a couple of suitors that are vying for her affection, and sort of chaos ensues after that point.
Okay. So Bill, what role are you playing?
I am Major Siegfried von Koningsvold. I'm a ghost, actually, in this one.
Okay.
This is an interesting play. It features 3 ghosts,
Okay.
folks who speak from the afterlife. And it's kind of it's an interesting role because we've talked about how this play sort of breaks that fourth wall, that all of the ghosts speak directly to the audience.
Oh, okay.
And, to each other, they interact with one another, but direct much of their attention to the audience and sort of move the story along that way. But it's a wonderful, sort of a dark, rich comedy. anybody who knows the work of Vonnegut will, I think, recognize his style of comedy in this play. That it's very satirical. It's always got a bit of a, like I said, a dark twinge to it. It deals with these issues of, death and destruction, and it's got some wonderful dialogue work in there as well. When Penelope speaks to Harold about her perception of what a hero is. She recognizes him as being this heroic figure, but then talks about heroes have problems at home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So tell me then, Joe, who some of the other parts are and who's playing the part.
Sure. Harold Ryan, the main character, he's being played by Jacob Duggar.
Okay.
Penelope Ryan, his wife, is being played by Laura Vołashewicz.
Okay.
And her son, Paul Ryan, is being played by Phineas Imhoff.
Okay.
One of the ghosts here, Bill's playing Von Koningswald. One of the other ghosts, Harold's ex-wife, is Mildred, being played by Carol Rundell.
Okay.
A little girl, Ghosts, is her Wanda June, who is the title of the play, is being played by Amelia. Amelia, do you remember her name?
That's okay.
Should have written this down.
Yes.
Barrels, I think, or Bearless, I think. Yes. And what else have we got? Woodley, one of the suitors, who is actually a doctor, like a peacenik doctor, who butts heads with Harold at the end. He's being played by Jacob DeWitt. And then Shuttle, the other suitor, who's a vacuum cleaner salesman, is being played by Josh Goujon. So
don't forget Matt.
Oh yes, Loose Leaf Harper, who is Harold's sort of partner, who had been in wars with him and actually dropped the bomb on Nagasaki during the Second World War. So Loose Leaf Harper is the character's name, is being played by Matt Southwell. So.
I've heard Carol Rundell, I've heard Matt Southwell, but you got some new names in there.
Yep.
Do you have people that tried out for the first time and got the parts, or?
Yeah, there were a couple of those, and also like Jake Duggar I knew, and Jake DeWitt I've worked with far in the past. About 10 years ago, we were in high school together and did some drama for the Maskers Club when we were in high school, and it's been quite a while since I worked with either of them, and but they both tried out and did wonderfully, and I
and it's amazing because we always talk about how you love your favorite thing is to get new blood into the theater. Keep it coming, keep new people coming, and you have such a wonderful, painless tryout process that hopefully this will encourage more people to come out and give your productions a try.
Definitely.
Certainly. And this is Laura's second play that she's been involved in. She's marvelous. It's wonderful to be working with her.
And I was with her in
I Hate Hamlet.
I Hate Hamlet, thank you.
Okay.
And
now, is this the first play you've directed at Thunderbird?
Yes.
Excuse me, Alpena Civic Theater?
Yes, first play I've directed at all, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, and a satirical comedy. Okay.
He's doing a bang-up job.
Oh, I bet he
thank
is.
you.
Okay, well, we need to find out when we can come to Alpena Civic Theater and see. Happy birthday, Wanda June.
There you go.
Yep, the show dates start January 7th through the 10th.
Okay.
That's Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
Thursday through Saturday is at 7:30 p.m. and the Sunday matinee is at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And then the following weekend, which is the 14th through the 17th.
Okay.
So,
And we do need to tell people that you always sell out. Just, like the guests before, they sell their tickets. You folks always sell out your productions, so people need to get in there and get a ticket.
yeah,
You're
please
here.
do, yeah.
Indeed.
And you can call the box office, and that number is. Okay.
We'll have to.
Well, we're in the phone book. Go online. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I think I know, but I don't want to say just in case I have the wrong number.
Okay.
But so we can
Appreciate it.
call the theater, get those tickets booked, and so because I've never heard of it before and it's something new. One last time to give me a good sales pitch why I should come and see. Happy birthday, Wanda June.
Wow, it's engaging. It's something that you probably wouldn't see a lot of. This is sort of a non-traditional alternative play for a lot of reasons. It's we do recommend that it does have some language and some adult themes in it. You might want to consider
From the Vietnam
not.
era, get out of town.
16 and above is probably what we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's I think you'll find it's a marvelous good time.
It's very smart, very witty. Just something that I think you would after seeing it, you really you really have to think about it.
And
you know?
every fan of Kurt Vonnegut has to see this production.
Okay, and I'm sure there's a lot of them out there.
I think there are.
And you folks always do a wonderful job. So come on down, give a call, get those tickets reserved so they don't go too fast.
Indeed.
Perfect.
Thank you both very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. From all of us here at WBKB TV, happy holidays, and please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest today Rachel McMaster, our daughter.
Hi,
Pleased to have you.
it's good to be here.
So, Rachel, you're now a graduate student in a doctoral program at Syracuse University.
Yes, I am.
Can you give us a little bit of the history that led up to that distinctive position?
Certainly can. Well, I started here in Alpena. I'm a graduate of AHS 2010. Go Wildcats. Then I went on to Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I graduated there in 2014 with degrees in political science and women's and gender studies. But while I was at Marquette and shortly before I went to Marquette, I took classes here at ACC. When I was in high school, I took a couple classes. I took a political science class with Anna Pupil. I took Intro to Philosophy with Sven Pearsall, and I took calculus with Jim Burles. That was not my strong suit, but I took it anyway, and Mr. Burles was very nice to me, even though I was very bad at calculus, which I appreciated.
Yeah, wonderful guy.
Yes, he is. And then in between my first and second years at Marquette, I took macro and microeconomics here with Anup again, which was also wonderful. All those credits transferred back to Marquette, which was even better. Saved you and Mom lots of money.
Yes, it did, and we appreciated that.
No problem.
Yes.
And then after I graduated from Marquette, I went to Syracuse right after. I started in August of 2014, and I'm working on a PhD in American politics. I should be done sometime in the next 3 or 4 years. As it stands, I just finished my 3rd semester, and I'm about to get my master's degree.
Wonderful. Well, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
And let's go back in that history, that very productive history. What your involvement with ACC is commonly called dual enrollment,
Yes.
and it's a way for young people to get an early start on college.
Mm-hmm.
You had referenced a point that was, I think, significant, and that was once you were at Marquette, the summer of your first year, you came back and took micro and macroeconomics,
I did.
and that transferred back to Syracuse.
Yes, I did.
A very
Or to Marquette.
I'm sorry, yes, to Marquette, yes. And
Syracuse won't take macro and microeconomics.
and describe your time at ACC and your feeling for the school.
Well, I remember it fondly, and I love coming back. I had wonderful professors. I learned just as much in those classes that I did at Marquette and to some extent at Syracuse. Very knowledgeable, very kind, just wonderful people.
That's great to hear.
Yes, yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, that's great to hear it. Occasionally, we have a very robust mix of occupational programs: marine tech, utility tech, concrete tech, nursing, and they get, in some cases, the lion's share of the attention and, in some cases, the resources that the college has. But you're an example of somebody who took what's called transfer or gen ed side of the house, and those courses are just as high quality and just as robust, and they serve the mission of students like yourself, just like occupational programs do.
It did wonders for me.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about your what's going on for you at Syracuse.
Well, things are going great. They're very busy. But I could have gone to any number of places. Syracuse wasn't the top of my list initially, but when I visited and got to know their mission, I was drawn to them and I couldn't help but go. The Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs is where I'm housed at Syracuse, and as the title would suggest, it's dedicated to creating citizens, and that's what drew me to political science in the first place. as a professor, I would like to create a generation or multiple generations, because professors work until they can't work. They're very, they have a very long career.
Yes.
To create generations of citizens, because I think that's something that's often missing. We, watch CNN and Fox News, and we see everything that's going on in the world, but we're not really engaging in it in a meaningful way. And I'd like for people to do that more.
Wonderful.
So that's my goal. I'm about to start teaching in a program at Syracuse that helps to create these citizens, a special group of courses. It's not something that every Syracuse student gets to do. I'm actually kind of on the young side of people that are able to do it, but I was nominated by a professor and then the department, and I'm really excited to get started.
Good deal. And you, this summer, spent some time in France?
I did. Syracuse offered me the opportunity to spend 6 weeks in Strasbourg, France. It was a program that was trying to get people engaged in international courts. I study the court system in the U.S. at Syracuse, but there's one professor in particular who's interested in comparative courts. So he took us to the European Court of Human Rights, and we learned about issues of human rights and religion and law while we were there, and it was just wonderful.
So you got a little taste of the EU and how they do things.
Yes, and it was eye-opening. It was something I didn't know much about, and that Syracuse gave me that opportunity. I'm very grateful for.
And very good. Your dissertation is upcoming. What are some of the?
It's on the horizon. It's scaring me a little bit. You would know. You just wrote one.
Yes.
It's a daunting task.
Yes, it is.
But yes, I'm thinking about a dissertation which looks at the relationship between courts and the rest of the government, the American government. In particular, those parts of the government that have powers that are sort of similar to what courts do. So the project I'm working on right now looks at those cases where the courts are faced with another branch, particularly in the bureaucracy, that is doing dispute resolution or other sorts of conflict resolution powers, and how the court reacts to that. I'm envisioning that the courts are giving them directions on how to create a better government sort of at large, that courts and the rest of the government have a desire to create the best form of government, as opposed to just individual branches that are discreetly good. They're trying to create a greater apparatus.
Outstanding. So if you were to say, to speak directly to the young people who are maybe in their 10th, 11th, and 12th grade about dual enrollment, in 15 seconds, what would you tell them?
Do it. It is an amazing opportunity. You can't beat the price, and you will get an education that is as good, if not better, than anywhere else.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Dad. Good to be
And
here.
thank you for watching Talk of the Town.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.